So yes, I said it. Men these days are second guessing themselves. Men these days feel like the world doesn't need them. The young man today has no sense of purpose, and it's all by design. It's all by design by people who want to keep and control men. And hopefully for you, things will be different after I watch this video, because all you need as a man is actually a mindset shift. You don't have to book any coaching call. It is just a mindset shift. So it goes like this, right? There are two kinds of men in the world. The first are these men who believe the world is all good, zero evil, people do no harm. These people are sheep, basically sheep. On the other hand, you have people who feel that they have so much power and have so much strength. Guess what? They get to eat the sheep, they get to control the sheep. These are the wolves. But there's a group of men that I want you to belong to. These are men who are called sheepdogs. They have the strength of the wolf. They have a very soft heart. But guess what? They see things from both perspectives, right? Because if I'm to relate it back to the masculinity space these days, you see the red pill corner and then the blue pill corner. This is you who I want you to be, who is aware of the red pill and aware of the blue pill, and he knows how to balance things out. I'm not telling you to be hard or to be too soft, but basically how to actually find the balance, because that is the problem. You see, this idea title says men are domesticated just too early. When I say too early, it's just too early because they know that the boy does not stand a single chance when it comes to domestication. As in, he basically does not stand a chance. So what happens is, from a very young age, there is all sorts of propaganda on your mind. There is all sorts of propaganda to control your thinking. And I say this because I was once in that circle, right, where I had a sheep mentality, and I was asking myself, what's the way forward? Because generally, I'm not a bad person. I consider myself a good person. So what is or what could have been the way forward? So let's think about it, right? This is it's until recent times when I began to learn how to fight and stand up for myself, because the sheeps never ever stand up for themselves. They want them to be sheeps, right? And this thing affects every single area of life. And I always tell guys that, guys, if you can if you're a sheep, you can never reach your full potential. If you're a wolf, at some point you get hunted down, and that's where life is. And guess who hunts them down? It's the sheepdogs that do the hunting. It's the sheepdogs that create order in the system, that have good intentions. The whole idea of this video is I want you to become a sheepdog, somebody who sees injustice and can call it out, somebody who has proper judgment, somebody who has good intentions. He's not. If you're somebody who chooses not to fight, right, simply because you're weak, then you're just weak. You're just a rabbit. And I used to have like this sheep mentality. I had the sheep mentality until like recently, when I began to learn how to fight. Now, something happened recently. I was supposed to travel to meet a friend, right, at a certain location. So we drive somewhere else. So this location was one, a bus away from me. And I had two options: either like I book a private cab or I take the bus. Well, I waited for time, I didn't see a cab. And I was like, you know what, let me try the bus system. So I got into the bus. I got to the bus stop. It took a while for the bus to get there. So an empty bus came around. He gave me a certain price, and I negotiated the price down. Time to move. And I noticed that the guy was acting funny. So I gave him my money on time. And then all of a sudden, he gave me back a balance that we did not agree on. And then a former ship part of me would have said, don't worry, you are bigger than that money. Let it go. But I said no, because this is what he'll keep doing to somebody else. Mind you, I was dressed neatly, though. And in Nigeria is kind of like a rough place, right? Where sometimes you have to state your message. And then I was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm bigger than that balance. Let the balance go. I mean, it's what I give people on the road. I said no. What he's doing is basically bullying, right? So what happened was that I told him to give back my money. I'm not going again. He said no. I should go. I should do what I want to do. So I came down from the vehicle. I dragged him out of the bus, holding one of his legs in the air. What that means is, no matter what he was, if he was a trained fighter, he's in the air. There's nothing he can do, because this is not like a soft ground that you want to do to do kick with the other leg. But holding his leg in the air, right? And seeing how helpless he was. Because again, I saw the bus driver was watching all this drama play out until I had grabbed the bus conductor. Now, I didn't grab him in a way that I was going to strike him immediately. I grabbed him in a way that, with his leg in the air, that, bro, there's nothing you can do. And I hold all the cards right now. You either give him my money and shut the fuck up. So then he realized that this time around, he's not laughing with somebody who will be taken as a joke. What that means is, I have showed him that, fine, I am capable of danger already. Then, time to move. Like after much pleading from other passengers and the driver, time to move. He kept on, the conductor kept on insulting me verbally. And I told people in the bus, I said, Now, this is where the mental game came in. I tell people that you have to be mentally strong. Instead of me reacting, I kept quiet and said, guys, we are going somewhere right now, right? When we get there, nobody should beg me on behalf of this guy. The whole boss kept quiet. And ideally, I felt like I'd even that I should have done the mental game first before the physical game. But when I called my MMA instructor, he said, no, I did the perfect thing. One, I did not strike him. I only passed a message saying that, bro, if you play any funny games, I'm not going to play with you. And two, you used his card against him because so this idea that, again, I was wearing this combat thing, right? And what we're going to is a military center. So the image in his head was, he doesn't know who he's talking to. Who he's talking to looks capable, looks dangerous. And I tell men that, man, before, if I said let him go, it would have been a sign of weakness. But showing him that I was capable of doing something changed the entire game. And I've been wondering, okay, fine, where did all these ideas come from? Like I've said, I'm going to lie. I feel like I've been domesticated for long also. This one, the woke culture, right? This whole idea that toxic masculinity, as a man, having strength, being capable, being dangerous is a crime. Being dangerous is a toxic trait of men. I said no. Being dangerous and keeping your danger in check. Being dangerous but disciplined is where the magic comes in. And another place that I think I've seen this domestication play out is in relationships, right? Because a lot of men are lost when it comes to finding their proper roles in relationships. What do they really do? You see, when a woman sees you, right, and you are very ambitious, what she sees is she's seeing this beast. There's a reason it's called beast mode, right? There's a reason it's called beast mode because at that moment you're not tame, you're wild, right? You have to tap into that beast mode to achieve maximum. I mean, maximum is maximum strength. So when a woman sees you on your ambition, what she's seeing is the beast, somebody who is potentially dangerous, right? But again, you have to be disciplined to keep that danger in check. So what happens is a lot of guys will have some drive, not drive, some drive. And a woman comes into your life, and then she's like, I like this guy. I want to be a part of him because I feel like he has good potentials. I feel like he has that beast, that fire in him. It's like what? The lion in the wild. But now you guys get into a relationship and she begins to throw all this kind of tests. But because you're not used to the women, right? You don't realize that it's all tests. It's all a test. If you know that the future you're building, that beastly mode you are, it will benefit her also. Why are you domesticating yourself? Literally, I have women who tell me that it's all how she feels at the moment. When a woman says, spend more time with me, I want you to be, it's all how she feels at the moment. The big mistake is men think, oh, she's logical. She has thought it's true. No, she's telling you how she feels at the moment because I tell guys, the best thing when it comes to women is, as a man, that your drive, that your masculine energy is what you need basically. But what happens again is, like I said, they domesticate you at a very young age with ideas like, no, masculine traits are toxic. I tell people, I made the video that toxic masculinity is a very big scam. Every single trait you see there in toxic masculinity is a trait that's needed for you as a man to reach your full potential. It's not just at that level that men are being attacked, at a cultural level. You see Hollywood, you see the media, how they portray masculine men. Heck, by automatically me saying that I want to make men strong. Bro, I had the story at the gym. Yeah. Now, this lady I met at the gym, after like weeks of conversation, we're talking, and then one day she's like, oh, she ran into one of my social media posts, and she's like, oh, what do you create content about? Oh, I said I create content to help young men become strong again. And she's like, no, the world doesn't need strong men. We are already patriarchal enough. And I said, wait, what? And then, okay, I probably knew where she was going to. And like, again, mental game is always important. So no, just responding. I said, do you realize that it's weak men that do things like rape women, assault women, beat women? She paused. My man, I said, gotcha, bitch. She paused and said, well, guess what? We don't need strong men. And she walked away because, yes, I get that she could not, I put her in a box where she could no longer come out of it. But that idea that strong men are not needed, and it's what some men will listen to and will think they are serious. No, they're not really serious. They're not really thinking. They're expressing how they feel at the moment. What that means is, if they can change the way they feel, what they will say is literally different. If you don't believe me, and again, this happens to both men and women, right? It is all of it. We are all expressing how we feel at the current moment. If you feel very, very bad, anything can be flipped to look bad to anybody. The perception can change to look bad to anybody. So what that means is that as a man, you have no reason being domesticated. Completely, you have no reason being domesticated because it makes you weak in all areas. So now, that is a cultural level. What that means is the media bashes all kind of masculine traits. Anybody that comes out to look masculine, what they attack the person. Look at, I don't want to call names, but heck, look at Trump. Whenever I ask people, I'm not a Trump fan, but whenever I ask people, right, whenever people want to like throw stones at Trump, ask a question. Okay, what did he do that is wrong? And I want evidence, right? Now, I'm not saying he's a saint or he's one godly, innocent person. Well, I'm trying to show you that a lot of the times it's just propaganda. If you can't show me evidence, I'll call it propaganda. Well, he may have some tax problems, but he said he's a terrible human being. What did he do to make him that terrible? They can't say anything. So I'm not here to praise him. I'm like, if you're to judge somebody, and this is where I think a lot of guys even have lost it, right? In proper judgment. If you're to judge somebody, why don't you judge them based off what you're sure they did? I mean, because if you're telling me, oh, this man is a rapist, he will do this, he has done this. Okay, so where's the evidence? And you're telling me I don't need evidence to convict somebody. I mean, it's going back to this whole idea of the woke culture that says what we say should be taken as facts, but we shouldn't really be facts. Another way that men have been domesticated is the fact that we don't have men spaces. We don't have space for men to literally meet other men, rub minds together, and bond together. What we have is a place where, every single place where we had, women are not coming in. Like even the Boy Scout has changed to Scouts. I actually remember when I was in primary school. It was called the Boy Scout. When I was leaving the primary school, it was changed to Scouts. They had the Girl Scout, alright, but for some reason they had to merge us. I'm like, back then, that's the point, because it happens too early. It happens too early. And one thing I'm grateful for is I went to an all-boys school as my high school, my first high school, but I got suspended there. Long story for another day. Because yeah, if you watch my vlogs, you know I said that thing over and over again. Is that I will say my life is not perfect. So it's like this domestication happens at a point where this boy cannot think. Even at a biological level, the food they feed boys is probably making them look worse. It's probably damaging. It's not probably. It is definitely damaging the hormones. I tell people at a hormonal level, testosterone is what separates boys from men. But guess what? These guys, this global elite, they don't care. What they want is control. Because if they can make the young man today be as weak as fuck, automatically they control the entire world. Nobody can stand to them. That's the entire point. If they can take out the sheepdogs, what they have are just sheep. And but automatically the sheep stand no chance. Like they stand no chance by the wolves. And that's why I started this video with that idea of what a sheepdog. And while I was like taking a walk today, I kind of came to a realization that if I'm to pinpoint a movie character, I will portray what healthy masculinity feels like. Who can we push forward? The only name that came to my head is James Bond. I don't know. Do you know any other movie character that we can all go back to? Okay, maybe Superman and the rest, but most relatable, I'll say James Bond. Because why? He knows how to talk to women. He's more of this well-rounded character. He has charisma. He's not afraid to allow his ego get broken. He falls in love, right? Like he gets into love, he's soft. But guess what? He has proper sense of judgment. If he sees that the woman who he's with is just what? Manipulating, he can snap out of it and get jobs done. So that is why I always say that guys, please, as guys, we need to come together, because the truth is that even though they get rid of masculine men, what really happens? What do you really think happens? What do you think happens? The world will be chaotic. And again, I would say that as a man, one thing you have to do is you have to realize that showing up is a lot. You see, masculinity is supposed to be a collection of ideas. So, a collection of ideas that shape the culture, basically. So what that means is masculinity keeps evolving quite alright, but we need more men to become that wild beast. Again, speaking of domesticated, why I chose that domesticated is the lion in the wild, right, is more interesting than the lion in a zoo. Yeah. The lion in the zoo barely hunts. Speaking of that, I remember a story where I was talking to this man who has a boy, right? His boy is like he's 14, 15. And then we're talking about gender dynamics, right? Gender dynamics. And in that dynamic, what happened was, he was discussing about how weak men are becoming the population. He said something. He said that he watched a what do you call it, a natural wild movie. And in that natural wild movie, what happened was they brought a male lion. So they had this female lion who was like the only existing lion in the zoo. So they wanted to get her pregnant. They brought a male lion into that zoo with the female lion. Guess what? She was not interested. Weeks gone by, she never even considered this male lion. Something interesting happened. They felt like, what's going on? They realized that, okay, so someone came up with the idea of hanging the male lion's meat above a tree so the lion can struggle. So the lion can struggle to get the meat. What happened was the male lion had to what? He had to struggle to get that meat. Now, the moment he began to struggle to get that meat, the female lion began to see him as attractive. The female lion began to consider him. That was when these zoo guys kind of realized that masculine energy is also available in animals. So guess what? They began to put real goats so the lion gets to hunt that goat. That was how the female lion considered the male lion. So the whole point is that as a man, that wild beast inside of you, that thing that's called beast mode is there for a reason. Stop being domesticated. I stop being domesticated. At the same time, I'm not saying become stupid and go swing to the other extreme. No, there is a balance. That is why in the beginning of this video, I spoke about the sheep, the wolves, and the sheepdog. The ones who understand, who see things from both perspectives. And this is why I feel like social media has kind of ruined things, where we don't even get to sit down and understand that masculinity is supposed to be this balance of hard and soft. It's not about being aggressive. It's like you are capable of being aggressive, right? But deep down you are disciplined. Deep down you are a good person. You have a kind heart. And that makes a lot of difference. That makes all the difference. And this is why one of the best advice Jordan Peterson says is what? Become dangerous as a man. Become dangerous does not mean that you commit so much danger, but become dangerous and disciplined so that you are capable of doing things. And I say, as a man, one of the best things you can ever do to yourself is to become as capable as fuck. Because when you are capable, the more capable you become, the more interesting, the more appealing you become, right? Again, so I think in this video, hopefully, a few things you get is one, you should allow the idea that suffering is a way as a man. Suffering is a way as a man. Suffering, being capable makes you what? More attractive, more interesting. Showing up. So now a couple of few points that came to my head, I was just like taking a walk is one. As a man, learn to show up, right? Learn to show up, get out of bed, do something meaningful, do something purposeful, do something that's fucking driven. Two, do hard things. Like literally, that is why that idea of the lion. This is my friend who has a son, and this son lives a very soft life because I was born into a life that was soft. So I have like a lot of neighbors who are like upper middle class, very rich. They want to have a soft life for their kid because nobody wants their child to suffer. But after watching that video, he began to have a different idea of suffering. That suffering makes men attractive. So do hard things, show up, do hard things, and lead. Like be the one who is leading your life. Because a lot of guys can't even lead their life because of leading relationships. So hopefully, I hope you got a very good idea, a very good decent time. I hope your last 15 minutes was well invested, because hopefully it was well invested. You get the message. I wanted to share this video with other men because I kind of realized that the only way we can help ourselves is to have a brotherhood, to form that bond over that men. So when you share this video, guess what? You can talk in the comment section, and when my community launches, you guys will be one of the first guys that will know about it. Like that happens if you're also subscribed. So please share this video with as many people as possible. That word of mouth referrals helps the algorithm to push the video to more men, so we can get more men to actually become that wild beast, to tap into themselves. Because heck, everything I've said in this video is well within your power. So to avoid these domesticated acts, this domestication of men, we need to like do something. My name is Tonore. Let me share this video. Talk to you soon. Then bye for now.